What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great freaking day. Today, it's a fun one. At Hustler, we got meetup games all over the place, and it's awesome that a bunch of people from LA here came to the meetup game that both myself and Mariano has co-hosted. As a forewarning, had a few drinks already so far, so this is like in the middle. I'm shooting this intro in the middle, but there's a bunch of tables down there. It's great. Mariano is over there, and Megan's here as well. And it's great. Also, Bluffing is also here as well. So meetup game atmosphere is always a lot of fun, bouncing around from table to table. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, drinks are flowing, chips are splashing, and I'm getting involved. So don't be surprised if you see some ridiculous things happen, but let's get into the hands. Into this meetup game we go. We're playing 5-5, 1,000 to start, and this first hand, the gamble already begins in this meetup game. I straddled at $10, and the player to my left blind raises to 20, and action folds to me. We both haven't looked at our cards yet, and let's play. I decide to blind raise it up to $30, and he calls, once again, still blind. We're going to a flop, haven't looking at both of our hands. It's Jack 10 high, and on this board, let's just bet out $20. It's the gambling season here at the meetup game, and we're playing friendly. He calls for $20. Once again, like I said, we have not looked at our cards. The turn is now a king, and we decide that it's a good idea to at least look at one card before acting. He looks at his, and I look down at a queen. Wow, that is quite a good card to look at if I had to look at one. Open it now to a straight. I bet out $50 with this card, and he folds 5-3 of clubs. I peel the second one, and it's a 7, so queen high is good. I take down the first hand. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for coming out. Next, now, let's play a real hand this time into the action with pocket queens in the small blind. There's one player who limps, and I raise to $25. Then, onto my left in the big blind, Branson, who also makes a poker vlog. He decides to 3-bet me to 75. Looks like he's coming after some Rampage dollars, I guess. Then, surprisingly, the limper also calls a 75, and both players have about $600 in their stack behind this, and I think this is an easy spot to put in yet another raise, especially out of position. So I decide to size up to 320, basically committing myself and their stacks to this hand if they call. Branson is a smart one, gets out of the way, but the limper has other ideas. He thinks over this spot for a long time, and ultimately, I tell him that it's probably a good idea for him to fold. Look, if he's thinking about it for so long, then queens must be good, and I'm just trying to be fair and friendly here in this meetup game. Don't want to play for stacks this early on, you know? But ultimately, he ends up going all in. Yeah, pocket queens, I'm in here. I make the call, and we're up against ace-queen all in to the run-out. I don't think I'm rooting for an ace. Oh, sweat. We hold. Pocket queens scoop up a nice pot to start the session, and all things considered, it's going quite well. After stacking a player early on in this meetup game, we decide to play a 7-way $20 bomb pot. Double board hold'em. Flop 1 comes king jack deuce. Flop 2 comes ace 9 6. Both have 2 hearts on the board, and I peel ace 9 myself. An early position gets the betting round going as they bet out $50. I decide to make the call, and everyone else folds. So we're going heads up to 2 different turns here. Top one comes a 10, and the bottom one comes a 9. Amazing turns for my hand here in this spot as I improve to a gut shot straight draw, along just improving to a full house on the bottom. Again, surprisingly, she bets out again for $200, and we are playing plenty deep for this game. She covers me by a bunch, and I have about like $1,400 in my stack now. So with the intentions of getting more money in the middle, I decide to raise it up to $550. She goes over her options for a long while, and ultimately she says, well, she's going to be on the vlog, and then ends up announcing an all-in. Just like that, in this double board bomb pot hand, I'm not folding, and we're playing a $3,000+ pot. I make the call and show my hand, and surprisingly, she shows the same damn hand. She has ace-9 herself, and looks like we're just going to be chopping this one up. The sick thing is at the top river comes a queen, so we both have the nuts essentially on both boards. Nice hand to UD. This was a pretty big pot, but sadly, no blood. Maybe that's for the better, as this is a friendly meetup game. In 2019, Jeff Bezos bought Hurting the Word Radio 2 by Ed Ruscha for $52 million. That's right, $52 million, and you might think that's a lot for one painting, but what if I told you that this price made perfect sense? Art is an asset class that has outperformed the S&P 500 by 168% from 1995 to 2021. On top of that, it has shown almost no correlation to any major asset class. But we're all not like Jeff Bezos, so we don't really have the $52 million to blow and spend around and invest, but however, I found this really cool site that allows you to invest in art. Masterworks.io is the first and only art investment platform, and let's get to showing you how you can join this exclusive community of art investing. Signing up for Masterworks is as easy as 2 minutes, so let's just walk through this together and go through all the steps. You do masterworks.art/rampage, or if you have struggle typing, just click the link in the description below. Here, you're invited to an exclusive community in investing in art, and you can skip the waitlist by doing so with my link. Type in all the information and apply for the membership as so. Hit skip the waitlist once you're ready to go, and here you're going to start your investor profile. How much do you want to consider into investing? Let's just say $5,000, and planning to invest immediately, of course, if you have the money and you want to diversify the portfolio. And now here we just schedule a membership interview to just kind of understand how the whole entire process works with someone on the Masterworks team. They'll walk you through how to diversify your art portfolio and just understand what you're looking to do with this money. Hit the schedule event and you are good to go. Get to talk to someone on the Masterworks team and they'll personally walk you through the entire site. But just like that, you're good and you can start investing into some artwork by Banksy, Monet, Picasso, all on the Masterworks software. So thank you so much to Masterworks for sponsoring this video, and definitely check it out in the link in the description below. Let's get back into the hands. All right, we've switched a bunch of tables, and sadly, I've been card dead. Maybe 2 hours into the session now, and I pick up Six-deuce offsuit. I'm in the cutoff, and in the Baccarat world, this is a natural, so I'm in here. At a brand new table, happy to gamble it up. I raised to $20, and everyone else left to act. The button, small blind, big blind wants to call, so they're coming after this punt incoming. The flop comes king, king, queen, 2 clubs, and this seems like a pretty good flop for my range here, so when action checks to me, I decide on a small bet of $15 and get the button to call. When the turn comes a brick 3, I'm out of position and I decide to size up once again to 130. With the natural, you gotta know that this hand can't lose, as this player says he's priced out and folds ace-10 high. He decides to rabbit hunt the river, and it's max pain for this player. It's a jack. Would have gotten there with the Broadway, and I obviously would have bluffed into him again. Pretty unfortunate for him to see, but upon that, have to show the bluff. The natural wins.
That's a bad shot.
This is a bad shot?
That's not the shot.
What's wrong with the shot? What's wrong with the shot?
Hammered and depressed.
But you have Mudkip here.
Yeah.
Oh, Mudkip.
Yeah, bang.
You need Swampert. After a bunch of shots and drinks and a bunch of meetup game shenanigans, I pick up king 9 of hearts in the small blind with a $20 straddle on board. There's a cutoff who limps the $20, then a button raised to 65, and here out of position with all this action, I think king 9 is a pretty good candidate to 3-bet as a bluff, so I go for it. 3-bet to $350, and oh boy, both players make the call, so big pot incoming here, and when the flop comes ace-3-3, 2 hearts. Got the nut flush draw on an ace high board. I am not giving this one up. I decided to bet small to 200, and to my surprise, both players did not connect with the ace. They fold, and this is a nice one to take down without any contention. In the following hand, I pick up 6-9 offsuit in middle position. This is a premium, as you would know. I raise it up to $35 over a straddle, and we have a surprise guest in this hand. Mariano's girlfriend, Megan, to my left, is playing as well in this meetup game. She makes the call, and everyone folds. This is going to be a fun hand as the flop comes 8-8-7. What a flop for the 6-9 premium. I decide to start off with a bet of $5, and she makes the call. The turn comes a king, and I decide to bet out a lump of yellow chips. At this point into the night, it's been a few hours in, a bunch of drinks in as well. The lump of yellow chips equate to $45, and once again for $45, she makes the call. All right, she's playing with maybe $100 left in her stack or something. The river is a 6. Oh my God. That's a huge bink for us with a pair. And with that pair, I decided to go all in. And I tell her if she doesn't have a pair, she should fold. She ends up folding ace queen. And I'll take this down and take down the pot. The premium 6-9 wins. Clearly playing a wide range of hands. I pick up 10-6 of spades with a straddle on board and raise it up to $35 because I honestly have been card dead and I'm going to play some hands. Anyways, Mariano on the button decides to raise to 100. The straddler makes the call for 100, and why not? Let's play a 3-bet pot out of position against Mariano with a very horrible holding. I'm in. I make the call as well, so 3 of us to a flop of queen 7-7 to spades. Another paired board, but we do have the straight draw as well. Surprisingly, action checks all the way around. So we're going to a turn which comes another queen, and given all the passive action on the flop here and action checks to me again, I'm going to go for it, take a stab, and try to bluff everyone out. I bet out $100, and both players fold. So another nice one to scoop up. After playing a bunch of marginal suspect holdings, I pick up aces in the small blind. Oh God, this is what dreams are made of after splashing around. There's an open to $20, then a cutoff 3-bet to $50. I actually didn't see this raise at the time from the cutoff player, so I decided to 4-bet, technically, to $80. $80 is still a valid raise, and surprisingly, the opener who opened to $20 makes the call for $80. But now we have some interesting dynamics here as the cutoff raises again, 5 bets technically to $380. I'm sure I probably induced it as I didn't see this player raise to 50, and there's some weird stuff going on. But with aces here, this is just what dreams are made of. I'm going to make the call for now. I'm going to play out of position, not going to put in the 6-bet as that seems really strong. The opener folds, so we're going heads up to a pot that's brewing here. Going to a flop of king 3-deuce rainbow. I check it over to him on a relatively safe flop for aces. He bets out $100, and I've been doing some weird stuff today, so why not do some more weird stuff and have a really good hand? I check raise to $200. Yes, this is a min check raise, $100 more to him, and he has no option besides calling himself. So now we're going to a turn which comes a queen. Not the best card in the world, to be honest, as I do lose to some sets now in a 5-bet pot, technically. Anyways, I still decide to bet out $400, and now this player pretty quickly raises to $1,500. Oh, man. Well, we're going to be playing for stacks now, I guess. Looking at his stack, he has maybe $2,000 to $3,000 behind, and I'm drunk. I'm not folding aces. It's the best one pair. I go all in, and he snap calls, and he shows pocket kings. Oh, that's a gross one here. Really big pot as he had about $4,100 in his stack. The river is a board pairing queen, so no help to me here. And just like that, we lose almost a $9,000 pot in a 5-5 game. Pretty disgusting to run aces into kings. Losing this one, but got to give credit to this player. Nice hand, man. There's no better way to crawl out of a big hole in this game by playing 7-deuce of clubs in the cutoff. There's an open to $50, and I decide to make the call for $50 because got to play hands. Folds around to the big blind player who decides to 3-bet to $300, and the opener folds for $300. And against this specific big blind player, we're playing extremely deep, so I go for it. A call, then 4-bet, incoming in position. Have you ever heard of anything as ridiculous as this? I put in yet another raise to $900. And for $600 more, he is going to fold. Got the aggression, got it through, and I have to show the 7-deuce, right? Not only is it the 7-deuce, but it's also a natural in Baccarat. It's nice to win this hand and make at least $300 back. Going with the theme of aggression here, I pick up ace-deuce of spades in +1. There's an undergun straddle, and I decide to raise it up to $35. Action folds all the way around to the straddle, who decides on a call. So now we're going to a flop in position here. The flop comes 10-6-3 rainbow, and he checks it over to me. In this spot, on this board, I don't think I connect much with it, and I think he connects it more. So I check it back and see a king of diamonds on the turn. That's the perfect bluff card I needed to see, and once again, he checks. I'm not checking now anymore. Let's try to bluff out with ace high. I bet out $50 and he calls. So let's navigate a river, which is the 7 of spades. Board a lot more connected on the lower end here, and he checks again. And look, sitting with ace high, gotta go with the theme of just trying to bluff people off pots. $150 is the price with ace high. Will this be a punt, or will he fold and muffle that punt? Ultimately, he ends up folding. Muffed punt it is. Win this one and get chips pushed my way. For one of the last hands of the night, I pick up ace-9 offsuit on the button. There's once again a straddle on this table. There is a limper, and with this hand in position, I raise it up to $40, and the limper makes the call. Going to a flop of 9-8-8 rainbow, I've got top, and I'm going for value. He checks it over to me, and I decide on $25 is the price. And for $25, he makes the call. The turn is now a 3, as one of the most safe cards I can ask for in this spot. He checks again, and I decide to bet bigger this time to 100. Can get the max against some draws like Jack 10, maybe even get max from worse 9x holdings. And for 100, he calls for a second time, so hoping to see a brick on the river and go for value. The river is a 5. Once again, pretty safe. I only lose to 6-7. But can't be afraid of that specific hand or some slow played 8s. He checks for a third time and now happy to go for value, and I decide on a sizing of $250. Upon this $250, he doesn't seem like he's a believer of what I am selling. I have been bluffing like crazy all day long. He ultimately ends up making the call, and I show my ace-9 and it's good against what he considered a small pocket pair, I think, and I scoop this one. Winning some chips, drinking a bunch of alcohol today. Tonight was a fun one. All right, meetup game, absolute success on one part because this place is absolutely packed. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Got a lot of people here. Way too many people here. Oh, this fucking idiot. In terms of profitability of playing, not good. The aces versus kings hand was just really not good at all. Really big pot, like 9K pot. It was so silly. End of the day, let's go over numbers because, you know, that matters a little bit. I was in for 5,900, out for 2,450. So that's a big L for a 5-5 game. Unfortunate, but overall, way too many drinks that I have consumed, and this was just a blast. Every time I go to Hustler, it seems like every meetup game, I'm just like absolutely trashed. Thanks so much for watching this video. I love every single one of you that came to the meetup game here in LA. Like, it's insane to just host meetup games and have a good time. So thanks so much for everybody that came. It was really nice meeting everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Next video, we'll be playing at Hustler Live, and we got some pretty big streams coming up. 10:20 next video. Video after that will be at 25:50, and maybe we'll get some big action going. So thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bangers coming. Peace.